You are now tuned in to the latest and the greatest. TP Way the Giant. It's your guy who was never lying. Sometimes defiant. See, I know and understand that you could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me. Let's go, let's go. Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM. Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM. You know, it's a way of life, it's a lifestyle. It means we don't just talk like a giant, but we walk like a giant. You know, it's facts over feelings over here. This is where all the New York Giant soldiers congregate and have real conversations. Now let me make it clear. Viewer discretion is advised. The thoughts and opinions are not the thoughts and opinions of the New York Giants. Now before we kick this thing off, I need each and every one of you to make sure that you like this stream. And if you're new to this experience, especially if you are a New York Giant soldier, you gotta subscribe. 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 Come on, man. Now, grab your favorite snack. Grab your favorite drink. And if you smoke, we'll go ahead and smoke something from it. And we about to kick this thing off. One more major announcement that I cannot afford to let you sleep is that if you visit the description of this video, then go ahead and do yourself a favor and cop some merch. Official like a referee's whistle. That's how we give it up. Now without further ado, I said without further ado, let's get this shit started. Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM. One step closer to getting these bums the fuck from my team, man. It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant, TP Way the Giant. Giant fans, get on in here, man. It is time for a therapy session. It is time for a therapy session. We are going to talk about what we could expect when the New York Giants take the field, especially under the leadership of Coach fucking Dable, man. The Giants lose 20 to the Chicago Bears 24. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Usually I start from the very beginning of the game and then I make my way up, to the end, but let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Of course we didn't win. Of course we didn't win. Because we ain't fucking play to win. Because we don't have a head coach who knows how to win. When has he ever shown us that he knows how to win and finish games? There shouldn't be no surprise. There shouldn't be no surprise. I am glad we lost this game in the fashion that we did. Now, understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm glad we lost this game. Y'all know that would never be the case for me, but I'm glad we lost the game in the fashion that we did. Because this may have been the one that did it, ladies and gentlemen. This may be the one that did it, and I cannot wait to get that notification. I can't wait till Adam Schefter go ahead and put the news out that Coach Brian Dable is fucking fired. Fired. Ridiculous, man. The end of the game, I already knew what was going to happen. We already knew what was going to happen because we've seen this story play out so many times. So many times. We could have turned the TV off in the fourth quarter and we could have told everybody what exactly what was going to happen. We could have told every single person what was going to happen. See, the thing is, Coach Brian Daboll clearly shown the world, and I'm so disappointed in the commentators for not really, speaking to this, but Jackson Dart again was the one playing above the X's and O's. And if you can't have a coach that can get it done with your backup quarterback, where your offense just looks absolutely just disgusting, just pitiful when Jackson Dart is not in the game, well, the FBI calls that a clue. That doesn't take rocket science to figure out what is what. Don't you want a head coach in here? Don't you want a system that is set in place that says, you know what, Jackson Dart, he did a boat load of the work. What we're going to do now is we're going to wrap this game up and we're going to finish it. We're not going to coach scary. We're not going to coach so fucking scary that now that Jackson Dart is out the game, we biting our nails. No, we're going to play to win this fucking game. You know why? Because we were 2-7. 2-7. So of course, this game goes the way it does, man. SETI079 says Daboll punting on 4th and 6 on the Bears 40. Horrible coach. Oh man, it gets worse. It gets worse. Because you choosing not to go for it when it's 4th and 1. Why? Because Jackson Dart wasn't in the game? See, that's the thing, man. And I've been saying this so much, and I hope it was clear for a lot of you. See, they try to paint the picture like without Jackson Dart, football just can't be played. It's one fucking yard. It's one fucking yard. I don't care how y'all try to dress it up to make it seem like Russell Wilson is the worst of the worst, but one fucking yard. That's a quarterback sneak. That is a fucking tush push. And you don't even have to be great at it. It's 1 yard. So if you can't send your guys out there to get 1 yard, to put yourself in a better position to win the fucking game, you deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. CFA says, I'm so fucking done with this shit. This team is a disaster from top to bottom. Team is fucking ass, bro. Come on. Talk about it. Talk about it. Y'all know we don't come over here to sugarcoat shit. Talk about it. Iman Perry in the building says complete shit. Yes. Yes, call it how you see it, my brother. Call it how you see it. Money Mike in the building says this was the last straw. Fire all them bums. Daboll, Shane, and Bowen, get the fuck off my team. Yo, most definitely. Most definitely. This is why I feel just better than the other losses. I feel better with this one because I know that I think this is the one. I think this is the one that might do it. I really do. I really do. Get these guys the fuck up out of here. CFA says, so pissed how we blow a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter just in the season now. Of course, that's been the look. At the end of the day, at some point you have to say to yourself, you know what? This is who the Giants are. This is who Coach Daboll is. This is who certain players are. Like at some points, you have to have that real conversation with yourself. I absolutely knew what the fuck was going to happen. Balling on another level says terrible. Yes, that's one word. That's one word to describe it. Yes, sir. CFA says play for the number one pick, fire head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator today. I'm not even in the tanking mood, but I don't even think we have a choice. I don't think we have a choice. Multi Too Lit says clean house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Drew GSP says Russ always sells when it matters. What the fuck? He don't even try to make anything happen or give us a chance. This shit is crazy. See, I'm glad I see a message like this. I'm glad I see a message like this because that this is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. And I want you to go watch this game again and get a true assessment. See, I knew people were going to do this, man. We were going to go up here and we're going to say, oh, Russ. First of all, Russ was the least of the issues in this game. Russell Wilson mainly was in the game to hand the ball off, run the clock out. There wasn't anything spectacular that was drawn up. I mean, again, I keep telling y'all, Jackson Dart was able to play above the X's and O's. He has an element in his game with his legs that Russ doesn't have. Brian Dable does not know how to put these players in a position to best succeed. This is not a Russ thing. Come on. This is most definitely a coaching thing, man. Most definitely a coaching thing. Money Mike says, not tomorrow, not Monday. Fire them today. I am with you, bro. CFA says, put Dart on the bench and let Russ finish out the season and let him recover. Cam and Leak will be back next year. Hey, man. I want to see Jackson Dart for a couple of reasons. For selfish reasons, I'm going to the Washington game for one. I want my son. My son absolutely loves Jackson Dart. I want him to be able to witness that. But for two, reps is everything. Reps is everything. And no matter how much we hate it, at the end of the day, we want Jackson Dart to continue to get as much reps as he can. But, of course, not in the expense of his health. And we'll get into, of course, the conversation as to how many run plays, he took on this game and all of that. But, yeah. Marley says, fire Joe Shane. Heads will roll this time, says Moore. 6084. Yeah. Y'all are on it today. Make no mistake about it. You see, the fan base is no longer split down the middle. It is clear. How the song go? I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Yeah. CFA says this team is so much better than this record. And that's the sad truth of it all. Yes, sir. Money Mike says don't keep not one of them. Fire all of them. Enough is enough. Moore 6084 says fire the entire coaching staff. Yes. Yep. I am with you. Kenneth Perkins says, what did Russ do in the end? Well, what did Coach Dable and Mike Kafka do in the end? What did they do in the end? I mean, also, we're going to look at the All-22 before I go out there and talk too much about what Russ did, because from my seat, nobody was open. It wasn't like Russ was out there just missing throws. Wan'Dale Robinson dropped the ball. For the most part, when Russ was in the game, I mean, they ran the ball. So, I mean, hey, we'll see. I'm going to wait until the film goes out, but for the most part, I'm not even thinking about Russ. I'm thinking about the play callers. I'm thinking about the leadership positions and how they just tuck their tail. Drew says Russ sabotaging us. He played like the rookie. Dart played like the vet. Y'all, you know what? I can't. I can't wait till we really have a talk. I can't wait till we really have a talk because y'all not gonna like what I have to say. Y'all not gonna like what I have to say, but I'm gonna get through these comments first, and then we're gonna get into it. Corby Johnson says, "What is there to say, bro? Complete dog shit. Fourth quarter collapse with the opposing team scores more 10 points. Get this regime the fuck out." Yeah, yeah. Yep. No lies. No lies. Mm-hmm. Um, Drew says, I ain't saying it's all Russ, clean house, but if it was Dart, I feel like we have a chance. And see, this is the thing. And I'm glad we're having this dialogue and in this conversation here, Drew, because this is the thing. Football doesn't work like that. It never has. It never has. Like, you could have your franchise quarterback in the game. But the thing is, when injuries happen, when concussion protocol is in place, that happens to everybody, and it's something that you can't control. What do you look like then? How do you coach then? That to me is the key. What are you doing to put your backup in the best position to succeed? Or are you just this one trick pony that says, you know what? In order for me to succeed, I need Jackson Dart who can play above the X's and O's, and that could make me look better than what I actually look like. That's the thing. That's the thing. You can't ask Russ to play a Jackson Dart game because Russ is not Jackson Dart. Just like Jackson Dart is not Russ. Jackson Dart is not Russ. Because I can tell you one thing. When it comes to that deep ball, when it comes to throwing that deep ball, Jackson Dart for damn sure is not Russ. And I know y'all don't like to have these conversations, but we don't come over here for that. We don't come over there for that. We talk the truth over here, and we going to really get into it. We about to finish these comments up. We about to really get into it. H-Town says Dolphins beat Bills with heart and grit. Ravens started off 1-5, now 3 straight wins, just no capabilities of elevating the roster and maximizing his talents to produce consistent results on and off the field. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is that. I'm glad you brought this up. Beautiful point. Beautiful point. You see what happens when grit and determination and a healthy culture can get you? That's what happens. 40 of a kind. Says Jackson Dart is a player that don't need to be coached. Get rid of Dable. I don't care if he was the reason why y'all drafted Dart. Yes, sir. And this is a Dallas fan. This is a Dallas fan with some sense. Yeah, man. CFA says, that's why I said that. I feel like Dable is going to run Dart into the ground, but I understand your point. Let's see. Kenneth Perkins says, it was clear 2 years ago they should have been gone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. King Big Jeru says, fire them hoes. That is a fact. That is a fact. Let me see. Let Him Live. I see you. Let Him Live is in the building. Says another defeating loss. Go ahead, blame Russ instead of this team adapting. Come on, man. Come on. Let's get into it. Let's actually talk. Let's have this conversation, man. So, Jackson Dart goes 19 for 29, 242 yards. Tyrone Tracy Jr. has 14 carries for 71 yards. And Darius Slayton, who was our leading receiver, had 4 receptions, 89 yards. On the other end, Caleb Williams was 20 for 36, 220 yards, and 1 touchdown. DeAndre Swift with 13 carries and 80 yards. Rome Odunze, 6 receptions, 86 yards, and a touchdown. So, I want to talk about Jackson Dart real quick. Because I've been listening to the broadcasters. You know, I'll be on Twitter/X throughout the game to share my, thoughts while the game is in progress and things like that. And I've been listening to the fans, the content creators, the whole nine. And y'all know what my pet peeve is. My pet peeve. See, a lot of people put on their Jackson Dart can do no wrong glasses. Jackson Dart can do no wrong glasses. Now, let's make it clear. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. And make no mistake about it, without Jackson Dart, I don't even think this is a game. I think Jackson Dart is having a phenomenal rookie campaign. But with that being said, Jackson Dart is far from perfect. He's far from perfect. And I absolutely hate when Jackson Dart is clearly in the wrong. And because y'all have your Jackson Dart can do no wrong glasses on, y'all will sit there and come up with a blatant lie and blame it on something else or someone else. Now, the truth of the matter is this. The game really turned around when Jackson Dart fumbled the fucking ball. Oh, he's a rookie. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, man, how many times is Coach Stable going to run him? I don't want to hear that shit. Hold on to the ball and protect the ball. Protect the ball. See, I keep the same energy at all times, and I call a spade a spade. Jackson Dart has had a turnover-ish issue in the time that we've seen him. And this is not the first game where we're in the late game stretch, where we're in a position to pull away, where Jackson Dart does not protect the ball. See, you do something once, okay, maybe we could brush it off, get better, make an emphasis on what the wrong is doing. You do something twice, it's not the same as the first time. But then you also do it again. And then when it becomes a routine thing, it's no longer a mistake. It's like it's no longer an oopsie. It's no longer something you just brush off. Now, it is an issue. Now, it is a lack of awareness. So this is not me trying to jump on Jackson Dart's case or anything along those lines. Boy was out here balling, but he was not perfect. He was not perfect. He underthrew Darius Slayton, where Darius Slayton could have had him an easy 6. An easy 6, but if that was fucking Daniel Jones, y'all would have put that clip on Twitter so many damn times that would have been going viral. Get this bum Daniel Jones up out of here. Look at the ball placement. If he would have threw it in front of the receiver, they would have. So don't code switch now. And that's a fact, CFA. This is not something that I'm just bringing up because it happened one time. No, Jackson Dart has been underthrowing for a lot of this season. A lot of this season. No, do we crucify him? Absolutely not. But you for damn sure are going to talk about it. We are for damn sure when we talk about having an analysis of what we see, we're going to have the conversation. And it's something we definitely going to keep our eye on. Early in the game, the first drive of the game, actually, they go forward on 4th down. Jackson Dart rolls out. Wan'Dale Robinson is ass open. What does he do? Tucks the ball, takes the sack. Also, a little later on in the game, again, this is not just something that is just happening one time. These are tendencies that I'm speaking of. I'm talking about tendencies. Jackson Dart doesn't have anything open down the field. Instead, he tries to force something, takes a shot in the end zone, a gunner O. Could have very much easily have been a pick when he could have just ran the ball. He could have just ran the ball and he could have just slid. And we live to see another day. These are carelessness mistakes that are reoccurring things. Again, these are not just happening one time. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't see what I see. And I'm not going to sit here and just act like, hey, every single person on the Giants should get the blame except for Jackson Dart. Except for our QB1. So, yeah, that's a conversation. Because y'all love to hit me with the targets that Jackson Dart has to deal with. And Darius Slayton had his way. Darius Slayton had his way with whoever it was that was out there guarding him. Darius Slayton stepped up. See, this is the Darius Slayton where guys like me, because we've been looking silly for the past few weeks when it comes to Darius Slayton. But when guys like me speak highly of Slayton, and we say that we like Darius Slayton, it's because of games like this. It's because of games like this. And that's the thing, man. Darius Slayton, he has that on and off switch. Well, he was on. He was on. So, yeah, man, y'all get on in here, man, when y'all get the chance, man. Black Bear Podcast in the building. Y'all seen our pregame. Y'all seen our pregame live stream with the Black Bear Podcast. We gotta have a conversation. We gotta have a conversation about this game. We gotta finish it the right way. Black Bear Podcast also asked, did Slayton get the bold prediction? He didn't get the bold prediction, but he looked like he was on his way. I know he got hurt in the middle of the game, but it was funny how things panned out because he could have. He ended with 4 receptions, 89 yards. But Theo Johnson, I think this was one of his better games for the most part. I can't remember any key drops from Theo Johnson. Especially in this weather too. That was something that I was thinking about. That was something that I was definitely thinking about. I know we took a shot to Daniel Bellinger. Man, he almost had it. He almost had him one. But just better defense. Kenneth Perkins, I see you, says, but TP Dart is a rookie, so things will happen just like with veteran QBs. Yeah, we had this conversation before. You know, I have a different take on Dart is a rookie thing. So the Dart is a rookie excuse only applies to certain things for me. Dart is a rookie doesn't apply to you consistently doing the same things over and over again. Dart is a rookie. He ain't dumb. That's two different things. So doing something, again, like doing something once or whatever the case is, that's one thing. But if you have a tendency of just doing certain things that you could actually control, that's not Dart is a rookie thing. So, yeah, I know people say this all the time, and actually my wife, me and her, was just having this conversation. Tyrone Tracy Jr. on the ground, again, had 71 yards on the ground. Didn't see much from him in the passing game. I mean, there were a couple times where, there was dump passes out to him, and, he did what he could do, but ultimately, I did like the fact that he got the bulk of the carries. He got the bulk of the carries. Um, the offensive line had their struggles. It wasn't the most clean game. Jermaine Illuminor, I don't know what the communication was, but there was guys being sent and left on block. Um, Jermaine Illuminor, I don't think had his best game. It definitely could have been a lot more clean up front, but for the most part, what I'm most disappointed in, to me, is the fact that, again, coaching, we didn't capitalize in moments, and I think certain things that we did throughout the game, man, weren't the best decisions to put us in a position to win. Again, Jalen Hyatt is a receiver that everyone is going to look at, and everyone's going to maybe fall with the narrative that he's just so trash and we can't make it work with Jalen Hyatt. But there is nothing that Ray McLeod can do on the field that I've seen that Jalen Hyatt can't. Lil Jordan Humphrey, can somebody please tell me where he is at? Somebody please tell me where he is at. He's shown that he could add to this offense. He's shown that he could give a spark to this offense. And what do we do? Bury him. I don't even look. We could do this all day, man. We could really do this all day. We could talk about this coaching all day. Defensively, they played the run a lot better than what I expected, and they answered. And I told y'all that was going to be the main thing that I paid attention to this game. It was heart check time. And these guys really did step up, man. I mean, we're going to be able to see it on the film. But especially, Dexter Lawrence, I seen a better effort from him up front. My man, Robertson Harris, he was handling his biz. For the most part, I was pleased by how this defense approached this game. Deonte Banks had his struggles. But he also, I feel like, still played better in spots of the game. But he definitely was getting cooked also. But that's not anything surprising for us. I also have to factor in that, to be real with you, the Bears had a lot of drops. And this game, I think, looks different if the Bears receivers, step up. And I can't sit here and, act like I'm going to give this defense just this, standard ovation type situation. I can't do that. But I can say, man, when it comes to that heart check that I was speaking of leading up to this game, man, I seen some things, man. CFA says, does Dex have a tackle this game? Yes. Now, Dex was working. I was seeing Dex do his thing. I don't know. I think he almost had himself a sack as well. But again, they pulled it back. And it wasn't counted, which was sad because that was the first time we seen the sexy Dexy dance. Money Mike says, on the bright side, Dart looked clearly better running back than Caleb, and he was a number one pick. Dart might end up really being special. Hey, speaking of that, man, I do want to say this. I do want to say this. When it comes to Jackson Dart, congratulations to Jackson Dart because he does make history. He became the first rookie quarterback in the NFL to have at least one passing and one rushing touchdown in 5 of his first 6 starts. And the first since the league merger to achieve at least 10 passing and 5 rushing touchdowns in his first 6 career starts. So definitely shout out to Jackson Dart, man. Shout out to Jackson Dart. I mean, what we're seeing from him what we're seeing from him this year, man. I mean, it definitely, you know, handles that as far as looking for a quarterback. I think we are all confident in saying that we got us one. Also, something else, man, that I wanted to, chop it up with y'all about. I know there were people who felt like Jackson Dart had too many designed runs. Jackson Dart ran the ball too many times. I really want to know what y'all think in these comments, man. I really want to know what y'all think in these comments. I want to know how y'all feel about that. Because for me, I don't mind if it is done right. I don't mind if it is done right. Now, we've seen him slide a couple times in this game, which was like more than we've seen him in all year. And so if we're playing safe like that, that's what I would like to see. But I don't think we say to ourselves, oh, hold yourselves back, especially when you are down Cam Scoutable, especially when you're down Malik Neighbors. Oh, hold yourself back because he plays the quarterback position. Even though we know this may be the best thing for us or the most successful thing for us, hold him back. I don't know if I believe in that. I don't know if I believe in that. Now, yes, there definitely seems to not really have this definitely seems that there is not a conversation too much as far as oh, can you hear me? My fault. I went out. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? So yeah, it's not seeming like there's a conversation with Brian Daboll, Kafka, and Dart as to when he should and shouldn't slide. I'm not sure how good that communication is happening. I'm not sure. But I will say this game, and I'm only going to speak about this game. I think, outside of the fact of Jackson Dart clearly, hitting his head on the ground the way it did, it was something like you necessarily couldn't control. I really wasn't mad at how we utilized Dart. It needed to be done. It needed to be done. So, I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I was cool. I was cool. I think Dart needs to, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Protect the ball. Protect himself as well, but protect the ball. Protect the ball. James Frazier says, hell no. Way too many design quarterback runs. This is not effing college football. Can someone please explain that to Brian Daboll? We have Tyrone Tracy and Motor. Only 3 to 5 quarterback runs. Okay. And James also says, hell no, those quarterback design runs, they didn't need it to be done. We're not competing for the playoffs. Okay, I like this because this is where we'll agree to disagree here. This is where we'll agree to disagree. Because I don't believe we should also go out there and play to lose. I'm not with that train of thought. Like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. It's too many more games for that for me. And again, we can't be picky on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Scat and Leak is not here. And if it's working, it's hard for you to say, oh, coach, make this work, make this offense work. Let's win this game. Let's keep yourself from getting fired, because that's what he's going to try to do, of course. He's going to try to do his best to keep his job. And then also say, oh, well, limit how much you use one of your best weapons. I don't see how that works. I don't see how that works. I would understand if Jackson Dart running the rock, hasn't been, the most efficient thing in the world, but it is very efficient. It is very efficient. And to be honest with you, even the play where he cuffed up the ball and he was in concussion protocol, even that play worked. Even that play worked. So it's just like, hey, what can a man do? James Frazier says, I'm not saying limit. I'm saying let's be smart about it. How many games we are going to win if he's knocked out for the rest of the season? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, something definitely has to be, figured out, as far as, how you utilize them. And yes, of course, the more you run those design plays, the more likely injuries are acceptable to happen. So I understand that, and I get it. I get it. It's just it's really a tough position to really be in, especially when you have your quarterback, advocating to go. It's tough because there's not so many options on the offensive side of the ball. Again, you can mention Tyrone Tracy Jr., Devin Singletary, but they're not doing in the run game what Jackson Dart does in the run game. They're just not. They're not. I see my guy Danny in the building. Shout out to Danny. He says, this is why Joe Shane should have got up off his ass during the trade deadline and got Dart a playmaker. So this is the thing. I know a lot of people are fed up. I think there was a couple of moves that could have been had, but nothing that wowed Giant fans, to be honest with you. Because the trade deadline is really for contenders. Is really for contenders. I just don't think that we were in a position to make any major moves in the trade deadline, for one. And for two, I hope the case is that the message was sent. Don't make one fucking move to this team because y'all may not be here. Y'all may not be here. So, there's also another side of me that says, yes, don't do anything with this roster because y'all days are coming to its end. James Frazier says, we don't want to hand over Jackson Dart to the next coach all banged up. No, you don't. You don't. James Frazier also says, yes, I believe that the owner told Joe not to make any moves to the roster because you guys will not be here next season. Money Mike is also in the building, says no keep. I'm glad we kept all out of picks and spit no more cap. That's for the new GM. Yeah. What am I missing, man? What am I missing? Let me look at my notes here. Yeah, I also sticking to the offensive side of the ball, man. I do think that we just left a lot out there to be desired, man. There was red zone trips that we did not capitalize in. And again, I put the onus and blame on Dart as well, man, when it came to that. But we gotta have those, man. We gotta have those. And at times of the game, I think we did try to get a little too cute. and it ended up hurting us. But all in all, I mean, long story short, the positive thing that I could take away from this game is that I do feel like this defense did answer for the most part the heart check, that I was really curious about. That was what I was most looking forward to this game. Secondly, I'm just glad that we are one step closer to getting these guys the fuck up out of here. So, competitive game. At times it was an enjoyable game. Unfortunately, as a Giant fan, it became a point in the game where I knew the outcome was going to be the outcome. But all in all, there is no major shocker. I mean, also credit to the Bears, because what they do very well and what they have shown is that when they're down, they're not out. They know how to get back into a game, and they know how to finish a game. So, hey, we do the complete opposite. We know how to get up in the game, and we know how to for damn sure lose a game. H-Town says, been saying this for weeks, season been over. Just take out Dart, Thomas, Tibbs, Dex Burns, Carter to avoid any more injuries, that this is a battle that will not be won. Think of fighting for the new war that matters. Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I get what y'all are saying, but I can't agree to that. I can't agree to that for the simple fact that there's too many games to be played. Too many more games to be played. Maybe if this was later on in the season, this would be more of a conversation. But I just don't see that, being happening, man. I still want some of those divisional games that is out there too. I do. But again, listen, man, I got to get on out of here because I do got to work. I'm actually only an hour away from Chicago. And this was going to be the game that I was going to go to. But me and my family had other plans. And in the midst of the Bronco game happening, we was like, nah, fuck that. We going up top. We going to a home game. So we're going to the Washington game instead. And it is snowing. It is snowing its ass off right now. So, I got to prepare and get ready for that. I got to work in a little bit. But I do want to thank y'all for just this therapy session. Thank y'all for tuning in and rocking with me, man. Before y'all get on out of here, please make sure that you like this stream. Make sure that you like this stream. And if you're new to this channel, man, go ahead and make sure that you also subscribe. Shout out again to the Black Bear Podcast. I'm going to leave it on this right here. And then we're going to get up out of here. Because we did have, I think, a dope conversation leading up to this game. So I'm going to play this, and then we up out of here.
Week 10, New York Giants come to Chicago. Russell Wilson or would Jackson Dart be starting? I don't think it matters. But Malik Neighbors, I don't know if y'all feel like we got the better wide receiver in that deal. Not deal, but in that pick when it comes to Roma Doomsday and Malik Neighbors. They also got Abdul Carter in New York. Now, he's not a part of that 7 of the top 9 sack leaders, but he's a dog in his own right. So, I'll be greedy. I'll kick it off again. Win. I don't care if you got Jameis, Russell, Shador. If you were to pick him, I don't. Look, blowout. This game for me goes on the lines of that Raiders game, that Saints game. What I give us 31 in both of those games, I'm giving us 34 in this one. Look, I'm going win, blowout, beat down, whatever other phrase you want to use for a whooping. 34-10, nothing gonna matter. I don't care. Abdul Carter, Jalen Carter. What Shannon Sharp say? Abdul Carter, Jalen Carter, Chris Carter. Lakers in 5. Bears winning. Bears got it. That's mine.
I'm with you. Bears win. We come back home off of the road. 2 losses back home. It's gonna be a beat down. It's gonna look bad. It's gonna look bad. I got us winning 31-17. That 7 points that they got is gonna be dirt points. End of the game. Ain't really nobody playing. It's
Zay
pretty
Frazier
much over.
Zay Frazier gonna get some tick. That's what Zay Frazier.
Yeah, he gonna get his hands on some balls, some back down passes and stuff. You know, I think that's what we gonna be. It's gonna be a little bit chilly out there, you know. And you know, I don't think they got it. You know, just don't. We gonna beat him down. Rome gonna have a better game than he has to. So yeah, that's what I'm going. 31-17. Y'all can get a scrub B-tub touchdown at the end, and then we just go run out the clock.
You gotta say to the camera.